Yeah, hi there, Priyanka. This is Michael from the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL iBT. I apologize for my appearance. I haven't shaved. Today's kind of a vacation day, so I've been swimming around the pool, hanging out with my little baby boy, and just kind of enjoying life. But anyway, I did see that you sent me an email, and you have a practice test that you just finished online at my website. And since you're one of my Stealth students, I'm going to take a look at the practice test right now, try to give you some ideas on how you would score. Okay, so your introduction, you say no two fingers of the hand are the same. Likewise, two students cannot be expected to be the same in grasping the subject. I wouldn't put a comma there, just put subject taught by their teacher. Learning depends on students. I do not agree with the statement teachers should be paid according to how much your students learn. I would get rid of I disagree with the statement because you just said that. So just say teachers shouldn't be paid according to how much the students learn because it would be unfair to teachers for two reasons. Some students cannot learn and some students have a tendency to avoid learning. Right? So I made some slight editing changes in the beginning. However, I like the introduction. You have a thesis. It's a 2-point thesis. You probably want a 3-point thesis. That way you have a better chance of developing 350 words. But let's take a look at your second paragraph. You say, first of all, I think it would be unfair to the teachers to be paid on how much your students learn. Okay, now here's a problem. Is you made your statement, some students cannot learn, but you probably want to take that idea and put that into the topic statement. So say something like this. First of all, teachers should not be paid according to how much the students learn because some students cannot learn. And then you get into your example. Sometimes a teacher tries the best of his ability to deliver the lecture to the class and does his best that students learn the lecture, but it depends on the student's grasping power, and it also depends on how the student concentrates. The teacher cannot go over the topic again, and until it has been understood by the teacher, there would be some students in the class who cannot understand the topic. So I think that it is not that something is wrong with the teacher teaching the subject, but there's something lacking in the students. Okay, I think you're pretty good here. I think what you're saying is some students either genetically or intelligence-wise are unable to learn the subject, and it's not really the teacher's fault. It's more the cognitive ability of the student. It's the brain of the student, not the teacher's teaching ability, right? So there's a few vocabulary words in there that you couldn't express to fully express what you're trying to say. I think you need a little bit better topic sentence in that paragraph that connects the first key point that you made in the thesis. Okay, let's go to the next paragraph. Furthermore. Now, you said first of all, which kind of forces you here to say second of all, if you want to be parallel to your second paragraph. So I might change what you said to second of all. There are some students who have the attitude to avoid learning. And then maybe also say which is another reason why teachers shouldn't be paid according to how much students learn. You see what I'm saying? So make sure that your topic sentence incorporates two things. Part of the question or the writing prompt and also a key point of your thesis, right? Try to put those two things in your topic sentence. You say there would always be a certain number of students in the class who do not have an interest in studies, but they are sent forcefully to school by their parents. These students not only distract other students by making comments, but also do everything that can distract the teacher. I would say, instead of saying distracting other students, try to focus on their attitude and how they want to avoid learning and keep it focused around that idea. Now, in both paragraphs, The one thing that's lacking a little bit, there's nothing really in these two paragraphs that make this writing task unique. You talk about teachers, but not any teacher in general. How about talk about a teacher in an accounting class, or a teacher in a biology class, or a teacher who's teaching writing in a composition class, right? So there's nothing really specific to personalize your writing task. It just looks generic. It looks like hundreds of other types of writing tasks without any really specific concrete detail to make your writing unique from anybody else's. So that's another suggestion that you might think about doing. You get to the end. All in all, I would like to conclude that I disagree that teachers should be paid according to how much the students learn, because it would not be fair for teachers. Sometimes the students cannot learn. Sometimes the students do not want to learn. Okay, so I would probably revise your thesis based on what you said. So I would say some students have limited cognitive abilities, and other students have a negative attitude toward learning. So because of the limited cognitive abilities of the student and other students' negative attitude toward learning, teachers should not be paid according to how much students learn, right? So I think your vocabulary is a little bit weak, and it's not fully expressing the ideas that you want to say. I mean, I'm reading your paper right now, Priyanka, and I don't see really anything here that makes, I think, this paper look like it's a college level type writing assignment. You're using really basic type vocabulary words. Almost the type of words you're using in this speech, it's almost like the type of vocabulary you're using in this writing task. It's similar to the type of vocabulary you might use when you're talking with your friends. So I think that your vocabulary is a little bit too informal for academic writing. So definitely you need a little bit better vocabulary knowledge. And of course, that's why in step 1, in lesson 4, I have the 1,500 TOEFL words. Those are very academic in nature, college level. And you need to use more of those words in your writing. I'm telling you from the heart here, you need to do that. All right, so grammar, your grammar is fairly correct. I don't see any major problems in it. It's probably a little bit simple. You could probably work on combining your sentences a little bit more to show more of a elevated type grammar. But I think the biggest thing is you can probably improve some of your detail, your development. You can make your topic sentences connect more directly back to what the thesis is, improve vocabulary obviously a little bit more. So what would you score? That's a $64,000 question, right? I'm going to say it's a little bit short. It's kind of informally written, could be more developed. I'm going to give you 3.0 out of 5. So you're probably looking right now, I'm going to say maybe 17 or 18 points out of 30 on this particular writing task. Alrighty? Anyway, thank you for taking the practice test, and good luck. So take these ideas and my suggestions, and then let's see what you can do on your practice test 6.